Colton Hadlock with Echo News, and I'm here with senior captains Courtney Bowie and Abby Bell on the SNU women's volleyball team. Guys, how are y'all?
Good. Doing good.
So, big game coming up this week, Concordia St. Paul, and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. So, kind of talk about leading up to this week, just kind of talk about the season. What were y'all's overall thoughts of the season, and yeah, whoever wants to go first.
I'll start. So, one of the things, that we started out the season with is we set goals, and our goal was to win conference, and we continuously reiterated that goal. Like every practice, it felt like we were like, okay, what's our goals? Is this helping us get there? And so to finally have reached those goals and move on to the next step, it's like we finally get to make new goals and reiterate those every practice and work towards that. So I think we're pretty excited for that.
Awesome. So kind of talk about that coming into this year. Obviously, did it kind of go by fast, like your 4 years here, or?
I would say it kind of, it did for sure. Leading up to this year, last year was a rebuilding year for us. So we hit our rough spots last year, but we knew with the senior-led team and the experience we have this year that it was going to be a really successful year if we were willing to make it that. I mean, it was on us to produce this year. And so last year, going through conference and kind of the struggles and the ups and downs roller coaster, we knew that this year we would have a solid foundation going into conference, and that's what really carried us through. Definitely, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
So coming into summer and coming into fall camp, what were some of the goals and that y'all had in mind, team-wise, and maybe for y'all individually? What were some of y'all's?
Well, mine's kind of different. I started out the season with an injury that was somewhat unexpected, found out like a week or two before we even started. And so individually, my goals was, work myself back into it and be back out on the court. And so it was kind of a struggle all season for me, just battling different stuff. But like we said, we set our goals as a team too, and I think those kind of overpowered the individual side. I think we all kind of say that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think it would be easy to say that the last 3 years has kind of been a lot of self. We were in it for the team, but we didn't always show that. And this year, I think this team, especially those 3 games at conference, easily defined what selfless love was like to play for a year. And that was at conference, we played for each other, and it was so evident in the 3 games we played. It was pretty incredible to see.
So talking about some of the team chemistry, is there a memorable time this year that y'all got together and hung out a lot? What was some of the things that contributed to that team chemistry?
I think it really helped that we did have a rebuilding year last year. We had a bunch of new pieces that we were trying to kind of build that chemistry with, and then this year to have as many seniors as we did and all of the same girls back, I think we had a lot of that chemistry before we even started, which helped a ton.
I think bus rides were probably one of the best moments of the year for sure. That's where we just kind of got to be ourselves and laugh and enjoy each other off the court, and that was pretty neat. And other moments, conference was probably, one of the best moments as a team, I would say.
What are some pregame rituals? Do y'all have any, or anything that's been consistent over the years or something new? How?
Well, I like to enjoy a pregame chocolate chip cookie. It's kind of been my thing.
This girl is the most superstitious player I've ever met.
It's pretty, and it at conferences pretty bad.
To put it into perspective, we wore the same jerseys all weekend at conference. We were in the same locker room. The third day, we got put in a different locker room so that they usually split you up. So one team's on one side, they put the other team on the other side. She ran as soon as we got there, pulled our name tag out of the one that we were in, and ran to the other locker room that we were in, and decided that we were in that locker room.
I have worn the same green headband for 4 years too, so that was a big part of it. But conference this year, we kept everything the same. We walked the same way into the gym. We had the same song before. I mean, as far as like personal, like my training room stuff was all the same every day. It was so crazy, but it worked. It really did.
It's like beyond pregame ritual. It's like,
oh yes,
to the T.
Yeah, it's. I mean, 45-minute warm-ups. That's pretty pregame standard. We have our same warm-up partners we like to go to, and I don't know. I can't.
Pretty much. I mean, we have our playlist. Obviously, that I feel like we have different songs that like each girl gets pumped up to that we mix in and make sure that we.
Yeah, tell them what yours is.
Mine is Suavemente, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I have a bunch of them.
Mine is "Do My Thing" by Miley Cyrus. It's a good one, but.
So, kind of talk about what y'all's roles are on the team.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think mine has definitely changed from freshman year. I came in and was with a bunch of seniors and juniors on the court, so that was really different, but I didn't talk as much. I did my job and then sophomore year, it changed into more of a leadership role, but still just, doing my job, staying quiet. And then once junior and senior year got here, I really was able to not be as nervous and play like I normally did before I got to college ball. And I think my job is to constantly be talking to the hitters and telling them where to go it's so hard to go up to swing and not have someone behind you talking constantly. So that's one of the things that coach has stressed this year, is just constantly being that vocal leader on the court. As long as I think emotionally too, just trying to stay calm and keep, holding everyone together. And there's moments where it's been hard and difficult, but I've also learned a lot over the years, having the experience and just being here all 4 years. So
yeah, that was a lot better than mine's gonna be. I kind of the same thing. Your roles change year to year, and we talk about that too at the beginning of the season, that you play your role to your fullest, whatever that may be. And I think this year I kind of experienced that my role changed. I felt like week to week, one week it was just encouragement, and the next it was being that big hitter, big blocker, whatever we needed in that moment or that game. I think I enjoyed bringing a lot of encouragement in times that we might not necessarily have some, and so sometimes I fall short on that sometimes, but I think that's definitely been a big part.
Kind of talk about real quick, because you came in playing basketball, right?
I played both, yeah.
Oh, you played both?
My freshman year I played volleyball and basketball.
Okay. So what was that experience like?
It was challenging, I'm not gonna lie. I think you just reach a whole new level going from high school to college sports. Yeah. And so it was difficult for me going finishing volleyball and then not going into basketball until, they were 8 games in by the time I had my first practice with them, and I think that really hurt me, and I didn't really like that I was not fully invested in either one. And so after talking with both my coaches at the end of the year, we decided that it was best to just kind of pick one and do it well. And so volleyball just seemed to be my strong suit, and it made the difference. It made I didn't play a whole lot my freshman year, and being able to just kind of focus on one and work at it 100% of the time as opposed to 50-50 makes a huge difference. So awesome. It's college sports, you got to put everything into.
Yeah. So switching gears here, let's talk a little bit more about the conference tournament. I pretty much dominated and swept the whole tournament. So kind of talk a little bit about that.
I would say full-on preparation mode started as soon as senior night at OBU. We came off a huge high then, and we swept them, and they're such a talented all-around team, so that was a huge deal for us. And as soon as that was over, Coach just began to just stress the importance of mentally being prepared going into this tournament and not taking any team lightly. And as a senior-led team and having that experience, and after that rebuilding year, we knew that going in, we were kind of on another level against Henderson. Henderson had never been to the conference tournament before, so that was a huge advantage for us. And we decided at day one, we knew, Courtney had said, that our goal was to win conference, but we also stressed the importance of not overlooking that game that day. And it was really just taking each game one at a time and focusing on what we needed to do with that team and those specific hitters in order to win that game. And we even set our goals. It was like runs of 3 points and games to 5, and just working at that every game, and it really paid off.
I noticed a huge difference from the moment we got there, just how comfortable we were on their court. And even after, so you have a practice before you play Thursday, you'll have a practice on Wednesday, and I think in previous years we've gotten out there and we stepped on that court and it's like a whole different world, which it's still a volleyball court, it's still a net, same volleyball, but it's just different. It's a different atmosphere. And so the first year, although we did really well, like our first year to actually go to the tournament, our sophomore year, I mean, I know I was like shaking, and I don't even think I played those first few games, but just the atmosphere is so much different. And then going into last year, same thing, just I felt like nerves overwhelmed me and like some of the other teammates. And so going into this year, it was like we didn't experience that, at least not to the extremity. I mean, you're always going to have a little bit of nerves, especially in that situation, but just to be as comfortable as we were in that situation and being at that level and knowing before the game, like, we've got this, like, this is our time. I think, I can't tell you how many times I felt like I said that during the game of like, this is our time, like, this is our game. Even, down in that second game, what was it, 4?
It was like 8-16.
Yeah, it was like,
it was crazy. And I mean, we all looked at each other. That was probably, I mean, a moment of just straight, like, we were in shock. Like, I don't think we hadn't been down that much in before, and we were kind of all very timid and we were frustrated, and it took a few of us just looking at each other saying, we're okay, like,
yeah, like, we're gonna win this game.
And we fully believed it. It wasn't like, I really hope we're gonna win this, or like, guys, I think we can do it. I mean, I remember, like, Coach pulled the play card, and we all came in the middle of the court, and I was like, if we get this point, if they like overturn the call or whatever, I was like, our time to go on a run. And we did. And it was like that moment you knew, like, if we can get through this little tough spot, we'll be good to go.
To be down that much and like smiling the way that we were made a huge difference. Yeah. I mean, it's just, talk about the chemistry and like all that we've been through, I felt like showed in those 3 games of like just comfortable with each other and comfortable out there.
And just picking each other up too. I mean, coaches even like said, he was like, that wasn't y'all's best ball. And it wasn't. I mean, I think our best ball this year was OBU. Everyone clicked so well that night. But conference tournament, we had 3 days of play where not everyone was going at the same time, or not everyone was clicking. So that's what makes us really excited to see like what this week holds in Minnesota, is the opportunity for us to all click at once again. And I mean, conference, yes, we swept teams, but we weren't all going. So it's like, okay, what's going to happen this week if we have that chance to click?
Yeah. So y'all win the JAC tournament championship. Y'all are the first SNU women's volleyball team to go to regionals. I mean, what's something that y'all hope y'all leave with the underclassmen, and as far as like y'all's legacy, like what do y'all hope to kind of like leave behind for the others?
I think we've talked about that a little bit too. Like, once you do, what is that? She said a quote one practice. It was like, be remembered or be great or
be phenomenal or be forgotten.
Be phenomenal or be forgotten. And I think that's another thing that we strive for. We're like, how are we going to leave our mark? Not only just in that, but in setting an example for these underclassmen. Just because once we leave, like, they kind of take it over, and while you can get trophies and you can get wins and stuff, it's, if you're not building the program to that place too, it's kind of defeats a lot of the purpose, I feel like. And so I think we worked pretty hard on building those relationships too, and I think we talk about building those relationships off the court, but just the importance of that.
And playing your role out, I mean, it's hard. There are tough times and things aren't always fair if they don't go your way, or you face adversity like Bowie, and that is, I mean, a huge lesson for these underclassmen, just to see like how she's coming off of this high of off season of just, I mean, phenomenal play and faced with adversity, and she could have easily, I mean, the beginning of the year just decided like, yeah, it's probably not going to be my year, and I mean, prove to those freshmen that no matter what comes your way, you're going to work hard at it. And I mean, all tournament team, and it's just like, that's the example you want to leave with them too, is just to not ever like quit or continue to push yourselves in those long practices and those days where you feel like, oh my goodness, why, like, this is so long, I don't want to be here, but it just all pays off in the end. And that GAC tournament championship was a huge example of just continuing to work hard and push yourself and trust your teammates and love on your teammates and just continue to listen to what the coaches say and trust the process.
Awesome. Well, that wraps it up here. Abby, Courtney, thank you.